Today is Thursday, December 22nd, and you should be reading Job 21 through 23, Psalm 101, and Revelation 16. Now in this section you can see Job's friends accusing him of wrongdoing, saying that he didn't take care of people and stuff. But we know from chapter 1 that Job didn't do any of that these are wrongful accusations, that they're all false. And Job knows that too. And Job points out to them that our faith is not just a faith of good times. It is a faith of all times, good and bad. And I think that's a great thing for us to remember, that our faith needs to last through the good times and the bad times. When tragedy strikes, when things go wrong, we need to lean into our faith, not to turn away from God. Because God is the one who's going to help us through the bad times. And so I think we have to remember that and hold on to that, and to not turn away from God when tragedy strikes. Job, he hasn't turned away from God. We see he's complaining, he's struggling, he's questioning, but he's not turning away from God. He's not saying, God, I don't want to follow you anymore. You're not worth it. He's just trying to figure out what's going on. He still loves God. And it makes me think, God never promises us an easy life. He never promises the perfect life with the perfect job and the perfect family. Actually, in the New Testament, Jesus says that we have to take up our cross and follow him. To take up our cross, means it's going to be a struggle. It's going to be hard. And we have to remember that. And we have to ask ourselves where our faith is. Does it allow us to follow him even in the hard times? Or is our faith one that we stop believing when things go wrong? And man, tragedy will strike. Things will go wrong. It's just the way of the world. But we can have faith even in those times. We can choose to follow Jesus, to show people our faith and how that it's still there even when things go bad. We can let Christ shine through us even in the hard times, especially in the hard times. So I want you guys to think about that. Think about what your faith looks like in all times, and to remember that God is always present. He promises that he will always be there for us and encourage us. But he doesn't promise to make our lives easy. And I don't want you to think that, because it's not true. Our lives will be hard. We will have to have sacrifices. We will have tragedy. Things will not go the way we want. But God is there for us, and we can still follow him and continue on, and know that we will be better for it in the end. And so I want you to remember that today. And until next time, you are sent.